guys, welcome back to my book channel. My name is Hannah. If you're new here, hello. For today's video I am going to be reading nothing but Salley Rooney for 24 hours. The first book of that choice is Normal People by Salley Rooney, obvious, and I wanted to read this book before I watched the TV show, and I know that was really popular a couple months ago, so I'm gonna try and finish this morning and then watch the first episode of the TV show. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing my thoughts and opinions on Salley Rooney and her writing and Normal People, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and we will get into a little time lapse of me reading it. I'm currently on page 45, so I've really not got that far into it at all. I'm finding it a bit, not wishy-washy, it's just the way it jumped straight into the smut was just a bit unexpected. And I don't know if Marianne is just, we've been overloaded with not like other girls tropes in books for years and now in TV shows, and I'm on page 45 and I just don't understand, like there's not really much been said about their background. The writing, it's not my favourite, but I'm hoping the more I get into it, this book is only 200 pages so I can easily finish it in an afternoon. I am hopefully gonna go just sit in the office and read this. If you enjoy Salley Rooney, I will add a page mark, but that is today's video. Hello, it's a few hours later. It is currently 12:30 and I am on I've passed the 100 page mark. I'm on page 115 and I think the characters have got a bit better. I just feel like it's like one of them dysfunctional relationships because the amount of time that has passed, like they were in school and then they went to college, didn't talk to each other, and it's just kind of weird. Like I don't feel like the characters have developed that much at this stage. I think the only one that really has, basically essentially they've gone to college and they've become the opposite of what they were in high school, as in Marianne's a lot more popular and Connell is a lot more of a loner, but they still have reunited and they are doing the exact same thing that they were doing whilst they were in school. Like they weren't in a relationship exclusively, but they're still doing the deed without that exclusivity. It's kind of a back and forth thing essentially, so I don't know where it's going to go from here. But I'm currently just making some lunch and a cup of tea, and I'm going to try and get to the 150 page mark and then I will give you another update. So far Salley Rooney's writing is a bit, I don't know how I feel about her writing, to be honest. I think it's a bit like samey, as in most of the chapters so far have been this happened, and the way it's set out is just bit odd because they'll be talking just about the back and forth, like 3 months later, 4 months later, then years pass and they've not crossed paths, and I think evidently they're going to end up together because otherwise what's the point of this book? I don't really see, if they didn't end up together in the end, then I don't really see the point of them making this into a TV show, so I'm kind of foreshadowing that, but to me I don't see the appeal of a relationship being like that. Like that's just not how. It's more toxic than it is to just never see the person again. The beginning was really slow and I was not into the vibe at all. Just hope the characters have some development. Conversations with friends after this one, but update for now.
No matter how our lives will be, I'll tell you, I won't tell you to leave. Yeah, I'll keep on standing here. I'm hopeful, so hopeful, dear. Yeah, it's true, I'm falling. Yeah, it's true, I'm falling for you. Yeah, it's true, I gotta believe in this dream. I don't know how I became him. We found ourselves not by ourselves. It's been in 10 years and still not there. We'll end the chase, we've won the race.
Hello, it is now almost 3 p.m. and I've been reading this book since like 7 a.m. You would think by now that the story would have got better, but I'm not understanding the hype about these characters. Maybe the TV show will. Maybe that's why. Maybe the TV show is just better. In some respects, the books are normally better than the TV show, but so far I'm on page 152 at the moment, and one thing that I am not really enjoying is how Salley Rooney, in her writing, she'll tend to end a chapter with like an important sentence, as in Connell said something really important happened, like bad happened to him over the summer, and then you skip to the next chapter and it's 6 months later and the thing that happened to him in some summer's like not been explained yet, and it's just it's not really going anywhere for me, this story. It's just back and forth. I personally don't see the appeal of that. Like, they're really bad at communication with each other about their feelings, and now they're both mad at each other because they've both moved on with their lives because they never were honest about saying, oh, maybe we should be boyfriend and girlfriend instead of just messing around for Christmas or whatever. I don't know. I don't see the appeal of that. And now the chapter I'm on, they're both mad at each other because they have relationships with other people, and they're just pissed off with each other that they couldn't be in a relationship with each other. What do you expect if you can't communicate? If I read the sentence that ends with inside me or inside her, again, I'm sorry. I am praying that Conversations with Friends is better than this book, because this boyfriend has been cast in that. So I don't know, maybe it's just one of them things that people's first novels aren't that great. 266 page book, and I've only just got to page 152 at 3 p.m. You can tell I'm not invested in the story at all, and they're just annoying me. I just keep thinking, why? What's attractive about... I'm gonna drink coffee and I'll come back to you when I've collected my thoughts. Hello, it's me again. If this lighting is trash, sorry, but my ring light is currently balanced on top of my bookshelf. Anyway, it's currently... I don't even know what the time is. It's many hours since I last updated you on Normal People by Salley Rooney. I will say this last quarter of the book has got better. It's still not my favourite book. I don't really understand the hype. I am on page 216, so I've got like 50 pages left, and I just feel I don't really see, I said this earlier, but I don't see the appeal of them continuing to stay friends for so many years. And obviously this story is told through years of their lives, like since they were in high school and then through college and everything, and the paths they're on right now are so different, and currently they've just reunited again due to something happening in their hometown, and it brings them back and they see each other again, and it's just, I'm finding it a bit boring to read the same cycle of things. I'm like, there's 50 pages left. I mean, they need to end up together, otherwise I feel disappointed. I feel like it just went a bit on a tangent with their different relationships with other people, and they were just throwing in mentions of something that doesn't make sense, but alluded to the fact that they can't communicate with each other, and they've been on and off for years and have never been truly honest about how they feel about each other. I feel at this point they just need to end up together, otherwise I don't understand this conversation with friends. So that is my next one, and they are my thoughts. Hello, it's the next day, obviously. So yesterday I spent my day reading Normal People by Salley Rooney, and this morning I started Conversations with Friends. I'm currently on page 35, so I've really not read that much into Conversation with Friends, but I am enjoying the writing of Conversations with Friends more so than I did Normal People. Last night I finished reading it. For me, I felt like it didn't really have that much of a conclusion, and it just ended. And the last sentence is literally the last sentence literally is, you know that. And I just feel like it didn't really conclude anything, and I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would, or because surrounding the hype of the TV show and everything, I thought I would have enjoyed the book more. Anyway, this morning I watched the first episode of the TV adaptation, and I have to say I did enjoy the TV adaptation of Normal People so much more than I did the book, obviously. I think the book, the TV show did a really good job, and even obviously the casting, scripting and everything is pretty much the same. I watched the first episode of Normal People, and I think I'll probably watch the rest of the TV show, but for me, I just am not really understanding the hype of Salley Rooney. It's just a personal preference. This wasn't my favourite book I've ever read, and I personally didn't really enjoy it that much. It just wasn't my cup of tea, personally, and if you loved this book, at each your own. But however, like I said, I am now reading Conversations with Friends, and I'll check in with you when I have got to the 100-page mark of this book and reading nothing but Salley Rooney. This was going to be for 24 hours, but because I just was left really deflated after reading this book's more than the other, or you like me didn't really enjoy it. Hello, me again. It's several hours since I last spoke to you. The time is, what even is the time? I don't even know. It is 6:45 in the evening. I have been reading Conversations with Friends pretty much on and off since around 11 a.m. The consensus so far, I'm enjoying this story a lot more than I was enjoying Normal People. I think the characters, or I don't know whether it's just the theme and topics of these books just aren't my appeal. Like, Normal People was about toxic relationships and back and forth, and in this book there's mentions of affairs and adultery and all this stuff that just isn't really my vibe. Obviously you don't really get that from the title of the book or the blurb on the back, so obviously I didn't really know what I was getting into reading. I feel like this one is I can kind of get where the characters are going and coming from, in the sense that the way they act or the way they behave and all that stuff makes a lot more sense than it did with Normal People. So out of the two, I think I would say out of the two I would really suggest this one. This one's a lot funnier, which I wasn't expecting, and a sharp, darkly funny comment on modern relationships. I don't think all modern relationships entail adultery, but okay. I'm liking the way Salley Rooney doesn't have really long chapters, and if you have been here a while, you know I can read short chapters. They're the way I prefer to read. So read this and have some dinner, and then I will come back to you when I get to the this is 322 pages, and I'm currently on page 111, so we've got a way to go, but we've passed the 100 page mark. So I kind of feel like I can guess or predict what might happen, but I can see this being a really good TV show or film, which I would definitely say Conversations with Friends is more of my style of writing this book falls into. So anyway, so let's go into a time lapse.